What's poppin', y'all? Man, it's with a heavy heart that I gotta report this. Nobody passed away, but some of our memories may be sullied forever if the outcome of this case is what a lot of people think it may be. And that is Tim Westwood TV. Boom, 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 hit the bombs. I know we all remember that. Especially if you're not from the UK, then you probably just remember it as the freestyles. Like it was, and he is accused of some heinous, heinous things. Now, this first surfaced a couple of years ago when there were some just accusations. I don't know if there were civil lawsuits yet, but they were saying like, yo, Tim Westwood was taking box, snatching boxes. And we're not talking Amazon packages from people's front porches. And it was at a time when, I don't know if it was really, really big in the UK, but I know in the US and Canada and the other countries that follow hip hop, it wasn't that big of a deal. It didn't go too big, perhaps because we had reached not like the saturation point where so many accusations were getting levied at everybody that people just got fatigued and they're like, whoa, they just short circuited. Like too many accusations, can't follow all of them. Just pick a couple that they're going to dial in on. But here, it's becoming criminal charges now. So it's really serious. And this article by the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, says the following. Ex-BBC Radio 1 and former Capital Extra DJ Tim Westwood has been charged with 4 counts of rape, the Metropolitan Police has said. The 68-year-old, also, we need to find out how people like Tim Westwood, I think Diplo's almost 50, but Diplo looks great. Tim Westwood, who else? Like, some of these people, you look at their age and you're like, you're that old? No way. 68? Guy looks great for 68. Has also been charged with 9 counts of indecent assault and 2 counts of SA. The charges related to 7 women, with the allegations spanning from 1983 to 2016. 2016, peak year. Clearly not for this alleged victim, though, fortunately. Mr. Westwood is due to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court, that sounds super English, on 10 November. He has been charged with the following offenses. In 1980, this is one thing that weirds me out. How can you go back this far? Like 1983, that's 42 years ago. It's insane. So the individual is 50 now. So in 1983, a 17-year-old girl was allegedly indecently assaulted in the Fulham area of London. In 1986, a woman in her 20s was allegedly indecently assaulted in the Vauxhall area of London. Between 1995 and 1996, a female between the ages of 17 and 18 was allegedly raped in London. It's also alleged that the same woman was indecently assaulted in central London within the same time frame. So I don't know if it was within the same time frame of the same, for lack of a better word, let's just say day, in the same day, or in a several month span. So it's like, oh, he met her once and then he met her again. Between 2000 and 2001, a female between the age of 17 and 18 was allegedly raped and indecently assaulted in London. And then I guess he went dormant. You know how they say like serial killers sometimes just go dormant for a bunch of years before they pop back out again? So I'm guessing he went dormant or they didn't find an accuser. But 10 years later, in 2010, a woman in her 20s was allegedly raped in London. In 2010, a woman in her 20s was allegedly SA'd in Stroud. In 2016, a woman in her 20s was allegedly SA'd in the Finchley area of London. Lionel Iden, chief crown prosecutor, said, our prosecutors have established that there is sufficient evidence to bring the case to trial. I don't know how there's evidence. From the people from 2000 to 2016, I could potentially understand. 2010 to 2016, certainly. But how do you have evidence from 42 years ago? Or 40 years, 39 years ago? I just don't understand. To bring the case to trial, and that it is in the public interest to pursue criminal proceedings. The Crown Prosecution Service reminds everyone that criminal proceedings are active and the defendant has the right to a fair trial. It is extremely important that there be no reporting, commentary, or sharing of information online which could in any way prejudice these proceedings. So the UK moves mad. Like these guys, if you're a British national, if you live in the UK, you can't even really talk about this. You talk about it the wrong way, you're getting packed up, sent to jail. That's actually because I see certain headlines online and I'm like, is this really true? This can't be true. People saying like, yo, this person went to jail for tweets, or this person went to jail in the UK for saying this. It really be like that. But hey, that's their problem. Detective Superintendent Andy Furphy they've got some crazy names, man. Last names. Of the Metropolitan Police continued to appeal for further witnesses and said it takes courage to come forward and report allegations of this nature. Mr. Westwood was an early champion of hip-hop in the UK and came to public attention when he began hosting his rap show on Radio 1 from 1994. So some of the stuff is before from when he even got on BBC Radio 1. And in 2022, following a joint investigation with The Guardian, BBC News broadcast accusations by 18 women of predatory and unwanted behavior and touching in incidents from 1992 to 2017. Now, this all started from a documentary that was created. A documentary that was created, I think, by the British Broadcasting Company, too. And it was very odd because they apologized for things that were said in that documentary. So I'm going to play you guys this clip from BBC News where they apologize for it.
There is evidence of bullying and misogynistic behaviour. The organisation fell short and failed people, including our own staff, who had a right to expect better from us.
It's Westwood!
Tim Westwood started work in Radio 1 in 1994 and left in 2013. The report concluded his departure was in part down to his behaviour. Tim Westwood is currently performing at nightclubs in Nigeria. He declined to take part in the report because of the ongoing investigation by the Metropolitan Police. Through his lawyers, he's denied the allegations. Chichi Azindu, BBC News.
So this is very weird because they're saying that they could report. They weren't necessarily apologizing to Tim Westwood, but they're apologizing that there was evidence that they could have forwarded to police of bullying and misogynistic behavior. So charges like these, they don't really exist in the U.S. I don't know about Canada, but like misogynistic behavior, what is that? That's completely different from what we're seeing now that he's charged with criminally, which is the essay and things like that. And even at the end there, they said that he's not taking part in any interviews, and the police were still investigating. So this was in like the beginning of this year. So this has been several years that they've been working on, the police have been working on an investigation on Tim Westwood to bring these charges forward. And they said there was 18 women that came for the BBC documentary. They narrowed it down to, for these charges, we've got about seven. They said they were all black women, black British women. And Tim Westwood, he completely denied all of this. So I'm going to play you guys that clip, and this is from 3 years ago. This is from 2022. That's when this stuff first started surfacing, like that documentary that came out. The 2025, in the beginning of 2025, that apology was by the BBC. And I'm guessing they had hints that criminal charges were coming later in the year, like they just did right now. And that's why they wanted to get ahead of things and issue their apology to like the public.
A spokesperson for Tim Westwood said he strongly denies all allegations of inappropriate behaviour. In a career that has spanned 40 years, there have never been any complaints made against him, officially or unofficially, and that he strongly rejects all allegations of wrongdoing.
Tim Westwood, before these criminal charges came out as well, was approached by some lady randomly out while he was on a walk on TikTok, and she posted that, and I'm going to play you guys this clip right now.
Why do you think it's okay to harass and assault black women?
Say,
Why do you think it's always been okay to assault black women?
please.
What? Do you think that we're less than?
Sorry.
Do you think we're not worth it? Do you think we're not worth it?
It's all
Don't
false
call me
allegations.
baby. Don't call me baby.
It's all false allegations.
Okay, can you explain why it's false allegations?
It is all false allegations.
Tim Westwood.
Sorry.
Sorry?
It's all false allegations.
Yeah, so you've never touched underage
Allow
black
it,
girls?
allow it.
Allow it? Who are you talking about allow it? Who are you?
To you, allow me.
Don't allow you what? Do you think it's been alright to harass and assault black women?
I've never done that.
You've never done that?
Never done that,
So where
period.
did them stories come from then?
They're all false allegations.
False allegations?
Period.
So they were lying?
Period.
Yeah?
And I will prove that.
So when are you going to prove it?
As soon as I get my opportunity and trust, I'm ready.
Because haven't you been arrested recently?
No, I haven't been arrested, please. Allow it, allow
Don't
it.
allow me, bruv.
Allow it.
Yeah? So you didn't do it then?
Funny enough, the narrative around this individual was the opposite of what you would expect. Now, first off, what she is asking him is something that you cannot respond to. Why do you think it's okay to do X thing that I'm already assuming of you? So any type of answer is admitting to the guilt. But people in the comment section were against her. They're saying, I don't think this lady is grasping the idea of harassment, so it's okay for her to harass people in public. she was so annoying that he came out of this looking better. What is wrong with this woman? And yeah, so Tim Westwood's in a terrible, terrible position. But this is something I'm noticing as more of a pattern, and it doesn't mean that the individuals aren't guilty, but it doesn't seem like, it is evident that there's a lot of clout chasing going on, even in courts. Like, for instance, the first Andrew Tate thing that happened, right? And I do think he brought it, pretty much what happened was he had been arrested in the UK years, and he had talked about it, I think. And then it was some situation with a girlfriend, and he was like, you know what? I'm getting the hell out of here. So he claimed that all like the loose ends were tied, and it seemed to be that way. Otherwise, he would have had charges previously. And then he went talking about a bunch of stuff in Romania, and then he starts getting charges. And then once he gets ultra famous in 2021, he gets charges, or the UK was trying to charge him. And I don't even know where the charges went. They're saying that like the court failed now, and they didn't get enough to proceed to an actual trial. I don't know where that's going. But it seems to be the case that that fell through. But the point is that he was fine until he got really, really famous. What also happened with R. Kelly. R. Kelly, everybody saw that video. That video was everywhere. And this was in the mid-2000s, early 2000s. People collaborated with R. Kelly after that video. But what happened? Surviving R. Kelly documentary comes out. Boom. R. Kelly suddenly gets arrested. And now he's serving what will likely be the rest of his life in a prison. And we're just like, whoa, what's... Because a lot of us don't really know why R. Kelly is in prison right now. Like, what charges did they get? What evidence did they have this time? It's almost like it just happened really fast. With Diddy, and that's not to say that R. Kelly didn't deserve it. I mean, he got away scot-free the first time. Most people would say he deserved to go to prison the first time. That was more objective of a case than whatever he's in prison for right now. Then you've got Diddy. Diddy, it was the Cassie video. After the Cassie video is when everything happened. And when you look at why Diddy's locked up now, you're like, well, what is he locked up for right now? It's the Mann Act, but I might cover that in a different video. But a lot of people feel like Diddy got way more time than they expected for the charges that he actually was found guilty on by the jury. But all of this happens after some viral incident or someone is famous or some event happens. And that is really the danger of being famous now. And it's not to say that Tim Westwood is innocent or like, for example, someone we know is guilty is Detail. Noel Fisher, the producer, he produced a lot of stuff for Young Money. Drake had Chubbs beat him up. He even talked about like, oh, how Chubbs did Detail in one of his songs. That guy is an absolute menace. We've heard stories about him. I don't know if it was Charlie XCX or... No, it wasn't Charlie XCX. It was another woman. I think it was Jessie Reyez, Monster. She wrote that song about him. But this guy was savagely, brutally just stealing chicks, downstairs. And he's locked up right now. There's evidence for it. And he's not getting out. I don't even think he's gone to trial yet. He's still in jail. He didn't even get bail. But that's a situation where there wasn't some big viral moment that locked him up. It was just like regular police stuff. And you notice how it's not really talked about. The Detail situation, I did a video on it, like a documentary on it, on my main channel. But for here, I think a lot of people need to be scared, especially really, really famous people right now. Like, it is not the time to be famous, especially this level of fame, because there is an incentive for the people that are, whether they're police, lawyers, etc., because their careers go up if they get a case against you, if they get a win against you, because you're popping, and they want to get their careers up. That's their incentive. Their incentive, that's the highest incentive that they have. It's not a higher incentive for them to find people that are actually guilty, but nobody knows about and nobody talks about. That's not as prestigious. So for Tim Westwood, I honestly hope that he's innocent for his sake, for my sake, and the memories that I have. I just wanted to share one of my favorite Tim Westwood episodes. It was when he did the freestyle with Kid Cudi. You guys should look that one up. There aren't very many freestyles of Kid Cudi freestyling, but he did a freestyle on Tim Westwood. I don't know if it was 15, 16, maybe 17 years ago now. Also, Will Smith did a really good freestyle on there. But Kid Cudi went on there and he killed it, man. I smile looking at that, listening to that freestyle. I just remember it. I remember the outfit Kid Cudi had on. I remember I think he started snapping his fingers or like shaking his, shrugging his shoulders or something like that. It could have been a song in and of itself. But Tim Westwood gave so many great moments, and he transcended just the UK British scene. Like, for example, people will talk about Charlie Sloth now, and Charlie Sloth is popping. Like, what have we heard from Charlie Sloth? Like, we've heard the Pop Smoke one. I think that got turned into a song. We heard the Juice WRLD one. But when we're talking about the impact, the recognition, just the catalog of interviews and freestyles, and just he was kind of like this bigger than life character that you believed could do no wrong. That was Tim Westwood, and he was far more recognized than Charlie Sloth. Personally, I liked the content but maybe it's because Tim Westwood covered a wider spanning era, whereas Charlie Sloth, it was he had a narrower pool to work from of not just talent, but of American artists. So perhaps that's the case. And there were more very successful UK rappers during Charlie Sloth's time. So I guess those took up a lot of slots. I don't know the exact reason. But yeah, there are so many fond memories I have of the Tim Westwood show. Let me know let me know what you think Tim Westwood's best freestyle or your personal favorite freestyle or Tim Westwood moment was in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.